Have you ever tried using a VPN and suddenly your favorite app stopped working, your bank locked you out, or your streaming site thought you were in another country? It's super frustrating. And it happens all the time when your VPN is routing everything through one connection. That's exactly what Surfshark's Whitelister feature, also known as split tunneling, is designed to fix. What's up, you guys? My name's Ashley, and in today's video, I'm going to walk you through how to use Whitelister in a simple, beginner-friendly way. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly when to turn it on, when to actually leave it off, and how to set it up even if you've never used advanced VPN features before. Once you understand it, Whitelister becomes one of the most powerful tools inside Surfshark, giving you the perfect balance between privacy and convenience. Let's get into it. So, split tunneling can sound pretty complicated, but once you understand it, it becomes one of the most useful tools inside Surfshark. It basically lets you choose which apps or websites should run through the VPN and which ones should use your normal internet connection. That way you stay protected, but you avoid the annoying moments where something breaks or slows down just because you're connected to a VPN. Now, if you aren't familiar with Surfshark, it's a VPN service that protects your privacy by encrypting your internet traffic and hiding your real location. It helps keep your data safe, block trackers, and prevent websites and internet providers from watching your online activity. A lot of people use Surfshark to stay secure on public Wi-Fi, to browse privately, and to access content online without exposing personal information. What makes Surfshark unique is that it gives you a strong protection but keeps the app super simple. And that's super important because if a security tool is confusing, most people never use its best features. Surfshark is known for being budget-friendly, fast, and full of features, and Whitelister is one of the most practical ones. So now let's go ahead and talk about what Whitelister actually does and why it matters. Okay, so just to dive even deeper into what split tunneling, or what Surfshark calls Whitelister, is. So Whitelister is a feature that gives you control over which apps and websites go through your VPN and which ones don't. When the VPN is on normally, everything on your device goes through the secure connection. When Whitelister is on, you can choose exceptions. For example, you can decide that your banking app should use your normal internet connection so it doesn't think you're logging in from another country, while your browser and other apps do stay protected. Or you can even leave your VPN on but let the streaming app skip the VPN so you can avoid buffering or location errors. The idea is simple. You don't have to turn your VPN off every time something stops working. Instead, you can keep protection everywhere except in the one place that needs to bypass the VPN. Now, why you would even use Whitelister? So there's a few common reasons people use split tunneling. I'm going to be using both Whitelister and split tunneling, but they mean the same thing. So one reason is streaming. Some streaming platforms block VPNs and won't load videos properly. Instead of shutting off your VPN, you can allow only that one streaming app to bypass it while everything else stays secure. Another big reason is banking apps or financial websites. A lot of banks don't like VPN traffic for security reasons, and with Whitelister, you can let only your banking app use your normal network, so you avoid login issues while everything else stays protected. It's also useful for apps that need your real physical location, like maps, food delivery apps, or rideshare services. If those apps think you're in a completely different area because of your VPN server, that can cause issues, and Whitelister fixes that. Some gamers also use split tunneling to get better speed in certain games while still keeping the rest of their traffic encrypted. And this feature is great for remote work situations as well, where a work website or tool doesn't cooperate with a VPN connection. Basically, it gives you privacy and convenience at the same time, and instead of constantly turning your VPN on and off, you stay protected in the background while only making exceptions when necessary. Now, how to use Surfshark Whitelister. To begin, you have to have a Surfshark account, and if you don't already have one, we do have an exclusive link down in the description below, and they even have a Black Friday deal going on right now, which we'll get to in a bit. But to begin, again, you want to make sure you are logged into your Surfshark app like normal, and make sure you're connected to the VPN. Once you're inside the app, open the settings menu. In Surfshark, this may be labeled as features, VPN settings, or directly as Whitelister, depending on the device you're using. The wording might vary slightly between desktop and mobile versions, but the feature will be in the same general settings area. Once you're inside the Whitelister settings, Surfshark will give you a few different options. The first option lets you choose specific apps that you want to bypass the VPN. If you use this setting, you simply select the app from a list. For example, your banking app, a streaming app, or a maps app, and you approve it. From that point on, that app will use your normal internet connection while everything else stays on the VPN. The next setting lets you whitelist specific websites instead of apps. So this means you can paste a website link into Surfshark and that one website will bypass the VPN. This is useful if you prefer to keep the VPN on inside your browser, but maybe there's one website that doesn't usually work correctly unless you appear to be on a normal connection and not the VPN. So that's when you would use it in that case. Once you choose your apps or websites, you simply save the setting and you're done. Some apps may need to restart, so if something doesn't switch over instantly, just close it and reopen it. After that point, Surfshark will always route only those approved apps or sites outside the VPN, and everything else will remain secure. And that's all you really need to do. It's a super simple practice once you do it once. And the biggest thing to remember is that Whitelister does not turn the VPN off, it just creates small exceptions. Now that you know when to actually use it, let's talk about when you should avoid Whitelister. So even though split tunneling is really useful, there are definitely moments when you should avoid using it. If you're handling sensitive information like passwords, account logins, business documents, or anything personal, it's usually just best to keep the VPN on for everything. Also, if you're on public Wi-Fi at a hotel, airport, gym, or a coffee shop, you don't want to bypass the VPN for any apps unless you absolutely need to. Public Wi-Fi networks are easy for attackers to monitor, so this is where full encryption really matters most. You should also avoid bypassing the VPN on any websites or services that you aren't sure about. If you don't fully trust the site or you don't recognize the name, do not whitelist it. And anytime you finish the task, it's really smart to switch the whitelister setting back to normal so everything stays protected. Split tunneling is a convenience tool, but convenience always needs to be balanced with security awareness. Now, I wanted to touch on some performance tips because Whitelister is not just about unlocking websites. It can also help improve speed and performance for certain tasks. If you want to play a game with low latency but still want your browser traffic encrypted, this feature lets you do that. If one particular app keeps lagging, you can test bypassing only that one app instead of turning everything off. Think of it like a dimmer switch instead of just a power switch. You don't have to choose all on or all off. You can make small, smart adjustments. Okay, now let's talk about the pricing and plan options. So if you want to check this out and follow along with me, we do have a link down in the description below. Once you click that link, as you can see, they've got their Black Friday deal going on. So we'll go ahead and click. So with the Black Friday deal, you can save up to 88%. So just want to say this too, they do have 1-month plans, but you do not get any discounts. They have a 12-month plan and you do save, but I'm going to go over the 24-month plans because this is how you can get the best price possible. So they've got the starter, the 1, and the 1 plus. For the 24 months, you get 3 extra months on top of the 24 months. And then you also get a 30-day money back guarantee with each of these, which is pretty cool. So starting off with the Surfshark starter plan, this is just $1.99 per month. With this plan, you get the VPN and alternative ID. Then we've got the Surfshark 1 plan, which is saving you 88%, which brings it to $2.19 per month. With this, you get the VPN, alternative ID, antivirus, alert, and then search. And then last is the 1 plus plan, and you're saving 80% on this plan with the Black Friday deal, and this is $4.19 per month. With this, you get everything in the Surfshark 1 plan, but you also get the data removal by incognito. If you want to check out all of the features in even more depth, you can go ahead and again, click our link down below, and then you'll just scroll down here and you can see everything that is and isn't in each of these plans. So again, you can go with the month to month, but you're not going to save anything, and there's no 30-day money back guarantee. With the 12 months, you do get the extra 3 months as well as the 30-day money back guarantee. You're just not saving as much as the 24 months. So definitely pick a plan that you feel most comfortable with. But if you are looking for a long-term VPN that you know you're going to use, I would highly recommend just going with the longer length of the plan so you can save the most. Now, there are a few habits that make using Whitelister more effective. And the first one is to whitelist only the apps you truly need to bypass the VPN rather than automatically adding several at once. The fewer apps you have bypassing the VPN, the safer your setup stays. Another useful tip is to create a streaming only browser. So this means you pick one browser on your device just for streaming content and whitelist that one browser only. That way your main browser, like your email and the rest of your apps, stay fully protected while you stream smoothly in the background. You can also test speeds by toggling Whitelister on and off for specific tasks. If you notice your VPN slowing you down in one app, try bypassing only that app instead of disconnecting Surfshark entirely. And lastly, whenever you finish doing something that required Whitelister, such as online banking or using a specific app, go back into the Surfshark setting and turn off the bypass. It takes only a few seconds and it keeps your privacy tight. Before we wrap up, I just want to touch on some of the pros and cons so you can see if this is a good tool for you. So Surfshark Surfshark's Whitelister has some strong advantages, of course. It gives you flexibility and prevents the frustration of apps breaking or slowing down when the VPN is on. It also keeps your privacy under control without requiring you to disconnect entirely, and it helps you work, stream, shop, and bank smoothly without sacrificing all of your protection. For people who value convenience but still care about privacy, it's definitely an ideal balance. On the downside, though, Whitelister does require awareness. If you forget that you bypass something, you might accidentally browse without protection in that app later on. It's also not available in every region for every device, depending on your operating system. And like any advanced feature, there is a small learning curve, but once you use it once or twice, it really does become second nature. So, should you use Surfshark's Whitelister? If you use apps that often glitch when a VPN is active, or if you travel frequently and need access to local services while staying safe, then yes, using Surfshark's Whitelister makes a lot of sense. It gives you control, lets you stay secure without interruption, and makes the VPN feel seamless instead of inconvenient. If you rarely run into websites or apps blocking VPNs, you might not use this feature every day, but it's still worth knowing how it works, because the moment you run into an issue, whether it's streaming, banking, or navigation, Whitelister solves it instantly. A VPN is only useful if it fits smoothly into your everyday life. Surfshark's Whitelister gives you flexibility so you can stay secure without shutting your privacy off every time an app doesn't cooperate. Once you learn how to use it, you get the best of both worlds, convenience and protection at the same time. If you want to check out Surfshark and go ahead and work with these settings yourself, we do have a link down in the description below, and you can get access to their Black Friday discounts. I do want to mention that these are affiliate links, which means we may earn a small commission at no extra cost to you. So if you do choose to use our links, we just want to thank you so much in advance for supporting our channel. It really helps us to continue to create free content just like this. This channel is dedicated to helping you understand online security in a simple, beginner-friendly way so you can stay safe without feeling overwhelmed. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel if you aren't already. And of course, leave any comments or questions below. We'd love to hear from you. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.